Hi, I'm Lill.
And I'm Banksie.
And welcome to this week's episode of
About Last Night!
Oi!
Good morning,
Good morning.
and welcome to a brand new episode of
About Last Night! Well, I feel like we need to apologise for what's just happened because nobody needs to see that, do they?
No,
We left the door unlocked and they just wandered in of their own accord. But anyway, back to the show, back to our show.
our show.
The Banksie and Lill show
Yes.
about last night. And it's all about RuPaul's Drag Race episode 4. All about episode 4 this week.
Loads of shit's happened down here. But we cannot talk about the new episode of RuPaul's Drag Race UK Series 2 without a little bit of breakfast.
Well, it is a breakfast show after all.
It really is.
Let me go and get the breakfast.
You-
Bit of water in it, isn't there?
Stop it, I already don't want to eat this.
To honour Lawrence Chaney, today we'll be having porridge.
What kind of porridge?
Nice Scottish breakfast.
We're having a Quaker Oats moment today.
We are indeed.
And as we are Quakers,
well, we are.
We are.
We don't advertise it very much, but
we don't rub it in people's faces, do we?
no, we don't want to shove it down your throat.
No.
Yeah, so today we're having porridge. It's got sugar in it, it's got oats in it, it's got water in it, it's got banana in it. And Banksy, you don't like porridge, do you?
I'll just show it with a movement. Who would want to eat this? I'm sorry, Lill. I've never, ever enjoyed porridge in my life, and my family love porridge. Big shout out to Jane and Angela. Out
Yeah.
there. Big
They're
shout
the
out.
only ones that watch this show, so thank you.
Thank you, Jane and
Thanks,
Angela.
Mummy.
I really don't want to eat this, but I'm going to try it on camera for you lot today. Because I just don't like the taste, the texture, the gumption, all that jazz. Don't like it.
I love porridge, so I'm kind of excited to get stuff.
Okay, wait, cheers.
Hang on,
Wait, shall I have a
that's
banana?
It's a bit of a gloopy cheers, this, isn't it?
That's
Are you
what they
ready?
call me. Gloopy cheers.
Is this COVID friendly?
Tap. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm really not looking forward to this.
Yeah, that's porridge.
I really don't like it.
No. It's a bit wallpaper pasty, this, isn't it? It'll keep you going for hours.
I mean, it's tasteless. It's just the texture, isn't it?
How dare you? It's not
And
tasteless.
the banana was nice. I'm not gonna lie.
And I put sugar on the top. Sometimes when you put the sugar on the top, it goes all like,
Crystally?
yeah. In this occasion, it hasn't.
No.
It's not all bad. It's edible.
But should that be food? Just edible?
I don't think anyone would really want this particular porridge. But you know what they say, if it's brown, flush it down. Should we get rid of it?
I don't want it. I'm sorry. But do not fret. We will still be having food later on in the show, and it will be sausage of the week, and we're very excited for sausage of the week.
It's a
this
girthy one this week.
It's quite a big sausage, isn't it? But we will speak no more on the subject as it is coming later. So stay tuned. So,
Oh, sorry. I just had to burp.
I'm livid. That's my thing! Okay. Lillian!
Doesn't feel nice, does it? Doesn't feel nice when someone burps on purpose all the time.
Well, I haven't got a full stomach because that horrible porridge. Stop it! So, if you fucking...
Yeah, infuriating, isn't it?
I'm sick of this. I don't want to be here.
My balls aren't right. They're just not. They are usually.
Come on, show the people. I'm ready. Are you ready?
I surely am, Mama.
That's for you now. Oh, that fucking reeked as well. Like Red Bull. So, the girls walking...
I've got a burp stuck now. That was stupid.
To be honest, we could do a whole episode just based on
You might
that.
have to wind me. Ah, it's stuck. That was stupid. Why did I do that?
So they all walk in after Justina's elimination, back into the workroom, and everyone's very upset that Justina's gone because they didn't really expect her to go in the first place. And then Ginny's getting a little bit irate because Lawrence keeps butting in with his opinions, didn't she? She was very, what would be the word? Just pissed off, really. But she kept saying, do you have to keep talking? Can anyone else get a word in? You know, the usual. And I think they're setting up a storyline from that point about Ginny being a little bit irate.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I bet it would get on your nerves a little bit with someone chirping all the time, though.
We used burp for a good 5 minutes, so yes, I completely agree.
This isn't about me, this is about Lawrence Cheney.
Okay.
Super annoying. So then RuPaul, bright ideas, as usual. Let's make everyone look like a twat again. So they had to do this really lame challenge that made next to no sense.
No.
So they had to sell some cakes really sexily. Have that thing, don't they, where when you go into an interview and they're like, sell me this in 1 minute. Let's go 30 seconds.
Clock?
Yes.
If you can't tell the time, this will do it for you.
I can't tell the time. What time is it?
It's 9:12.
Right, I can't tell time.
Well, you know what? It'll tell it for you. You set an alarm, and it'll tell you when you want to get up.
Is that all it does?
It also, you can beat someone across the head with it like a bludgeon.
Sell it hard. Give me more.
Sell it hard. Okay, it's the latest fashion item.
Really?
You can wear it in your hair.
Oh.
You can wear it on your chest.
Oh.
I mean, you can wear it between your legs.
Betwixt.
Betwixt your legs. How girthy is this clock? How girthy? Very girthy, some would say.
Has it got a good weight on it?
It's got a great weight on it. You know what that means? Pleasure.
They had to do that sort of thing, but they had to do it with cakes, and it was just rubbish.
What was your favourite cake?
I do like a Victoria sponge, you know, that's really boring.
No, it's
but-
not. They're most tasty.
Did you like a
I
Victoria
love a
sponge?
Victoria sponge. But I would say my top one is an eclair. I do love an eclair.
Well, we already had chocolate eclair on last week, so we'd heard that joke before. Someone won, I think it was Bimini. Bimini actually did quite a good job of it, because she didn't go down the smutty route.
Then RuPaul released?
Released his bowels
All over the
workroom.
cake stall.
And he spelled out in poo what the next challenge was going to be.
It was the Morning Glory main challenge, where it was a morning breakfast show and they all had to be different roles and present different things live on television.
Oh, morning glory. Oh, what the hell was that?
I had a pop. Maybe it was my hymen.
No,
It
don't be
was.
silly.
I've never had one.
We both know you go horse riding. I did Lorraine Kelly's makeup once. She's got a lovely soft face and lovely soft
Vowels.
vowels, yes. So I put Lorraine Kelly in drag, me and the Family Gorgeous, for Attitude magazine. It was the front cover. The olden days before COVID happened.
And you could just wander in and spit in someone's face.
And I did. I said, open wide, Lorraine, and I opened her eye like that and I went, and I smudged it about a bit, put some black on, put some blue on.
Perfect smoky eye.
Out the door, Morning Gloria. That's where she got her drag name from.
And they used that on the show because she was the special guest judge, wasn't she?
She was. No breakfast meal is complete without a nice glass of stout. Short, dark and handsome, that's how I love him.
But we love the rain, so we're happy she's there and we're happy she's giving her input.
Can I be really honest?
Go for it.
I can't stand the rain. Against my window. She brings back sweet memories of when I was relevant. Moving on. So they had to do this challenge.
Trying to back up to that for 1 second. Are you having a full existential crisis?
No, it's a song. I can't stand the rain
Oh my god, yeah.
against my window, bringing back sweet memories.
That's really smart. You are intelligent, aren't you?
A little bit, but you never get it.
Nope, I'm thick.
So they had the autocue, all of that bollocks.
Mm-hmm.
They had two of them as goths, which was Sister and
Veronica
Green. They were shy. They had the two Essex girls, which was Tia Coffee and Ahora, who were fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
They were really funny this week,
Yeah,
don't
they were amazing. Tia looked great. Ahora looked great. They were both amazing personalities, and I think both of them shone really, really well.
Yeah, and they both gave each other enough space, didn't they?
Yeah, it was very like yes and from both
Yeah.
of them.
And
Yes.
and Bimini and Taze were kind of a bit like loose Bimini.
Party girls.
Party girls.
And they were the hostesses of the entire show.
Were they the hostesses with the mostesses, did you think?
I thought they were in the middle.
I think they did a 3-star job.
Yeah, 3-star job. And then you had Ellie Diamond and Lawrence Cheney as the Agony nieces, and they were doing like the questions corner. And I really loved Lawrence.
I think it was a bit confusing with the Agony nieces because Ellie Diamond looked like a younger girl, didn't she?
Like a niece.
Like a niece.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lawrence Cheney looked like a great aunt.
Maybe a great niece.
Great. I don't know.
Maybe a great niece third removed.
I think she greatly missed the mark there. But humour-wise, she really had it.
And she crushed a car, which not a lot of people can say they did on Drag Race.
With her birth eyes.
Help me!
I'm a bike!
Yes, you are, Lill. Yes, you are. And then we had Ginny Lemon as the hippie weather girl.
I think the roles that they gave everyone else was really easy for them to read the auto cue and go for it. For Ginny, they were covering in water, they were throwing cats and dogs at her, they would put her in a paddling pool.
And she was expected to read the weather at the same time.
They bombarded them. I was going to say bamboozled.
And you said bombarded.
Bombarded. Bamboozled. They bamboozled her anyway.
Yeah.
They bamboozled her to death, almost.
With snowballs.
With loads of shit. They just kept throwing shit at her and that's not fair. And then they were like, oh, well, you weren't that good. Well, try not attacking her with props.
Oh my god, stop it. What are you? Is this Stout disagreeing with you? This Guinness that you've decided to pour for yourself?
Stout never disagrees with me. Now, I know what you're thinking. No, this isn't a turd in a cup. It's time for Sausage of the Week.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh, it looks so appetizing.
It literally looks like a pig poo.
Look at the end.
So we're eating Beyond Meat sausage. It's a plant-based sausage and it's a bratwurst original.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. I have a lot to say about this.
I like this.
I'm a bit indifferent.
I'm gonna try it with sauce.
I'm gonna try it without.
But things are looking good.
It's much better with the sauce, I think.
I like that.
Only thing I'm thinking is, it's the taste, exceptional. Love the taste. The texture, however, is a little bit too fall apart for me. You know, it like breaks up a little bit too much, like corny. You know what I mean? But I think it's a pretty good sausage, what it is.
I think it's quite stuffing-y, like stuffing bally. I like the flavour of it though. I think it's got such a nice flavour. One thing to mention is you only get 2 in a pack. Oh my god, it's just leaked all over me.
Don't flick it across the room!
It's only a bit of sausage water.
Oh my god.
One thing to remember though is that you only get 2 in a pack, so that's
ridiculous.
Stingy, innit? And I did get them on reduced,
Well
but
done.
before they were reduced, they were £3.75, which is extortionate for a sausage.
Terrible, ridiculous. For 2 sausages for £3.75, I expect 10 out of 10 sausages.
It is a girthy sausage, this though.
I think, but like even with, you could probably get 4 normal sized sausages out of this. And still for £3.75, 4 sausages would be a bit overpriced for me.
What do you think of the casing?
The casing's great.
I like that it's got a bit of a bite to it.
I really want to.
I think it's really nice. I think it's so nice, this one. I love it.
I'm really cheeky because I didn't get any brown sauce.
I wish there was more. I love that one.
Hot in my printer. Too overpriced. 2 sausages is very too little for me. However, texture and taste are up there. Personally, for this sausage, I think I'm going to give it a 7.
I think it would be lovely on a hot dog bun. Some nice fried onions on top.
A gherkin.
I don't think it's the one for a classic breakfast, but I do really like that sausage, so I'll go for a 7 as well. So for the Beyond sausage, we give you a 7.
7.
What can I even say about the runway?
Just say-
Where do I start with this runway?
The runway this week was.
The runway this week was Monster Mash, so they had to do 2 mashups. No.
They do a mashup of 2 monsters.
It was very difficult to understand what the theme of this week was. It was Monster Mash. They had to do 1 mashup of 2 different monsters, I think.
I think the girls were confused as well because some of them didn't really fit the theme, but maybe that's because it was so broad.
So let's start with Veronica Green, who was first out onto the stage. Now Veronica was a mashup of Medusa and a pig. Overall, really liked it. Thought the headpiece was really dramatic. I liked the dress, how it had all the texture of like a snaky, sexy texture. I loved the little snout. I wasn't too keen on the ears. That's one thing that I think let it down. It's like two foam ears that have been shoved on afterwards to kind of make it all tie in. But I liked the concept. I think with a little bit more work, it could have been absolutely the most fabulous thing in the world. I gave it a 3.
I loved this look when it came out. I was really shocked and surprised. It was very new and kind of, I've never seen anyone do that look before in that way. In the commentary, she was saying that she...
I'm so sorry.
Lill, it's my job to burp. Oh. In the commentary, she was saying that she did that texture of the dress because it was almost like snake skin mixed with the like blotted pig skin on top. And I would have loved it if that wasn't a dress, it was a bodysuit, and that was the entire texture of the entire top of the body, because I thought that fabric with the mix of textiles was really pretty, and I just wish it had been. She sort of just showing her own arm with a bit of makeup splodged on. I just thought it could have been finessed and been a bit more precise, and I gave her a 4 out of 5. Next onto the runway was Sister Sister, and Sister Sister's theme was a mummy and a werewolf, I think she said. If I hadn't been told mummy and a werewolf, I would have been a bit like, why has Sonic the Hedgehog been to A&E? Like, you know what I mean? So I was a bit confused. What about you?
It wasn't really a hit for me. I liked the silhouette underneath the mummy outfit.
The body.
The swerves and the curves, mama.
Mm-hmm.
I think the body looked fab. I think the ponytail was a bit shoddy. I don't know why she went for blue. Like, I think it would have been more striking if it would have been the classic browny grey of a werewolf.
Yeah.
Against the mummy. I think you could put two classic looks together and you would get it more instantly what it was.
Yeah.
I think the blue kind of threw you off a little bit.
Was she running out of fur? Because there wasn't a lot of fur on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just looked like she hadn't shaved a certain part, you know what I mean, that day. If she'd had like it breaking through her chest or like, you know, like all over one thigh or something like that, I would have been like, oh, hair, wolf, mummy. Where were the ears? Do you know what I mean? Like.
So yeah, too much mummy and not enough werewolf.
Exactly. And for that, I gave her a 2.
And I give her a 2 as well. Bimmity bim bum bim bim bum bum bim bim bum bum bim bum 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 bim bum 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 bim bim bum moreish was next to the runway, and Bimini was serving us tonight kind of Buffy face, you know, those like evil,
like Spike.
Like Spike from Buffy, mixed with Pamela Anderson, sexy Playboy bunny, demonic
Playboy bunny, Pamela Anderson.
You see what I mean? These runways got a little bit confusing.
Yeah, and that's my main reason for giving her a 3, was because I didn't see a mashup of 2 distinct monsters. Like, to me, Pamela Anderson is no monster. She's an angel. What about you?
I thought exactly the same. I thought visually she looked the best.
Pretty hot.
She looked so hot. Yeah, I thought she looked gorgeous again. I just think she's got such fabulous style. I think she looked amazing.
Yeah.
But as far as a monster mashup, wasn't really 2 monsters, was it?
It's a bit lacking.
Yeah.
So you gave her a
3. Or maybe I gave her a 4, I can't remember.
You gave her a 4.
I probably gave her a 4 because I love her. I love you.
Ding!
But she deserved a 3. Like, it's not 2 monsters, was it? You're not monstrous enough for me. Give me more monster. Next to the runway was Tace, or as I like to call her, Tracy.
Tracy.
Do you think she suits her? I think she'd suit Tracy.
Tracy.
Next to the runway, we got Tracy.
Tracy.
What do you think of the look?
I love the look.
Not too much gumption for you?
No gumption for me. I can't do a Welsh accent. This is terrible. So yeah, I gave Tace a 4. I thought that I could distinctly see 2 traditional monsters. I saw the vampire, sort of traditional vampire. You know, when she just gets when the mortal gets bitten and she's in that gorgeous little white dress, and then she gets bitten and she turns to the vampire.
And she's a virgin.
When she's just a little virgin, and then she's wearing the distinctive Bride of Frankenstein hair. And you just know. I think it's always about, you know, giving little nods, being not expected, but being recognisable. There's a word for it, I can't remember it, so you know what I mean. But I loved the proportions. Her face looked amazing, the hair looked amazing, the body, the dress. I just thought it was really beautiful, and so I gave her a 4. I think it could have been more monstrous, like the same critique that Hora got about maybe don't look pretty all the time, show some vulnerability, don't be afraid to be ugly. I think Taste maybe could have been a bit more ugly, but she looked beautiful. So
I mean, can you imagine trying to be ugly if you taste? What's the point?
yeah, right.
She's actually just gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Anything, she could be rolling around in dog shit and we'd be like, she's so stunning.
I'll lick her clean. I will. I will.
Yeah, I agree. I think she looked absolutely beautiful. I think it was two very instantly recognisable traits from two different monstrous looks. Both classic looks. I like that. Stay classic, stay elegant. I give her a 4 as well. I thought she looked great. Yeah, but not enough grit for monster really.
Yeah, needs some dirt.
A little bit more grit.
Need just blood all over the dress.
Yeah,
Something like that. You know?
Or a gag. Like, I mean, do something that one of the two monsters would do.
Pull some bolts out your neck.
She could have risen up from the floor like.
A bolt of lightning could have shot her from the sky.
She could have bitten RuPaul on the neck. There's much more that she could have done.
So much you can do. So next onto the runway was Ginny Lemon, and Ginny was the one that we were kind of confused by the most, because Ginny didn't do kind of monster looks or mashup looks. It was kind of just a nuclear toxic waste vampire or something. You know what I mean? I didn't really get. Maybe like Swamp Woman, like, you know.
She said that she was Ginny Lemon, but toxic Ginny Lemon, so toxic lemon. So maybe she chose Ginny Lemon as the monster. Yeah.
She's not a monster, she's dead nice.
Well, I think Ginny Lemon might see herself as a bit of a monster after watching this programme.
Oh, well, we'll get to that soon. We love Ginny Lemon though, and so just because the look itself wasn't as refined or as instantly recognisable as a monster mash, I give Ginny a 2.
I thought she looked great. I liked how bright and colourful it was. I think it wasn't instantly recognisable as a traditional monster sort of character, but I liked that it was bright, it was poppy, and it was bold, and I liked Ginny Lemon, so I give it a 3. Next to the runway was Lawrence. And Lawrence came as a mashup between the Demon Barber of Fleet Street and Leatherface.
Leatherface, yeah, I think it's Leatherface.
She's got a pretty body, but Leatherface.
That's such a stupid joke. I was so excited by this look. I saw it turn the corner and I just thought that was the refinement I've been looking for. It was perfect. Everything was to a T. The dress was also pointing out many different shades of skin on her skin dress.
Yes,
Inclusivity, diversity, all that we want to point out. The shirt she was wearing was blood splattered with rhinestones in the blood, and the little Leatherface gag that was her face that she was wearing. The hair looked perfect, her face looked perfect, her body looked amazing. I just thought I remember writing down in my notes, no notes. And yeah, I have no notes for it. It was a 5, it was 4 points, it was amazing.
I think this was one of Lawrence's first looks that they'd started working on, because there was so much attention to detail. The mask was her own face, amazing little touch. I liked all the patchwork skin. I liked that the rhinestones were all over the Demon Barber, and then the hair was like the Demon Barber's hair. My only point was why she got red tights on.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, because I thought the tights could have been all patchworky skin looking as well.
Or even if she'd done nude, it would have drawn all the attention up.
Do you know what? Because I love red tights so much, as soon as they came out, I was like, oh, red tights, I love red tights. But then I was thinking, red tights don't go with everything. Stop putting red tights with everything.
Yeah.
Not entertaining, because they don't go with everything. Have a little word with yourself. Red tights just don't go with everything.
And what'd you give her?
So I gave her a 4. I absolutely loved it. Well, I just didn't know why she had red tights on. It sounds like I'm being pernickety, but that's like a third of the outfit.
I thought it would have been dead sexy if she was in nude tights.
Old tights. Stinky old tights. Taking loads of tights out of the workroom, all the stinky old tights that the queens had worn in previous episodes, stitched them all together and put them all on. Put the lotion on the skin.
You done? Can you do it one more time for me?
Shut the humping onto the runway next. Stomping onto the runway next was Ellie Diamond.
You just have a full-on stroke in front of me. Stomp.
If you have a stroke, just go with it.
Ride with it.
Do you want to introduce her?
Next onto the runway was Ellie Diamond, and she was wearing a goblin witch outfit. No, it wasn't. It was a goblin werewolf outfit, and it was a little bit homemade for me.
I think she'd used the cheap fur, hadn't she?
We know the cheap fur quite well. So when she wore her chaps, they were one full piece of fur. in chaps. If she'd done them in sections, like bootleg, trim, then the leg, then the belt piece, then it just creates layers where the direction of fur is always changing. And I just think if she'd done that, it would have looked more like a werewolf whose fur had been, she'd gone through the woods and it had been all matted and crazy. And
she could have spray painted it.
Make it a bit black and textured.
Yeah, more texture. I needed more texture.
Yeah.
But oh my god, the face was gorgeous.
Gorgeous, and the hair was beautiful.
Yeah. Just looked not as expensive as I would have hoped. Also, have seen that silhouette from her a couple of times before already.
She loves a chat.
She does love a chat. Most of them probably love the chaps. I gave her a 3. I thought, good effort, but wasn't enough for me.
And I also gave her a 3, just because I thought it could have been elevated just a little bit more, but I loved the concept and I thought that she looked beautiful.
I give her face a 5.
Oh yeah.
The face was like a big bitch.
Glamorously turning the corner on the runway next was, and I'm saying this with such pride, Miss Tia Coffee. And were we not so impressed, so in love, so obsessed with this look?
Yeah, she really turned it out on this look.
Amazing.
She looked fabulous.
She looked so well put together, and so her body was beautiful, but her face was beautiful. Everything had something extra put on top of it to really make it look better. Like the headpiece was like gorgeous, and just the dress and the way it fit. That was the supermodel dress that we were waiting for last week.
It was conceptual.
Beautifully conceptual.
I loved the snakes that were coming out. I thought there was loads of interest. The face looked great. I liked the little skinny eyebrow moment. I just thought she looked really good. And I think for Tia Coffee as well, when she's shown us look after look that's been a bit unimpressive, she really turned it out this week.
Yeah, she did. For Tia's look, that was fashionable, conceptual, well put together, perfect what we've been waiting to see from her. I gave it a 5 out of 5. 4 marks.
I too gave her a 5. I think she looked so good, and I'm really happy that we could give her that mark this week. Not that she'd give a shit either way, but
we do.
Last to the runway was Ahohe, and Ahohe was wearing a lovely, stunning, expensive, diamante black, gowny, gorgeous rhinestone piece. They said it was meant to look a bit like Elvira.
Elvira at the Vegas.
Yeah, I saw more Susie too than Elvira.
Yeah, with that hair. Yeah, I saw that.
Loved it. Thought she looked very gorgeous. I liked the reveal to have just a little skull cap wig with the brain coming out, very party monster. I really liked it. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was probably 2 monsters mashed together. Although, I guess maybe Elvira is a monster. A mistress of the dark, does that count as a monster?
I think it must.
So yeah, I loved it, so I gave it a 5.
See, I disagree with you, I'm sorry. I love the look if it was a dark runway or a night runway or something like that. It's just if it was a monster mash runway, I wanted to see 2 monsters. And when she walked out, if I had been told Zombie and Elvira, I wouldn't have got a clue. I think the hair needs to be bigger to be Elvira. I think the garment was beautiful, but you have that distinct Elvira look you could have just embellished on that she really could have just done. And then the zombie, you're too pretty to be a zombie. Where are your rotten brains? Where's like your rotten skin, your broken teeth, all the things that make a zombie. So I was a little bit underwhelmed by the monster side of it, and I agree with the judges when they said that it wasn't ugly enough. And so for that, I gave her a 3.
I'm going to change my mind. I give her a 4 now. Because I think that was still a true what you just
said. I know, I'm really smart.
I just really loved how it looked. I thought she looked so fashion, but as far as the brief goes,
it wasn't hitting the brief.
Wasn't hitting the brief as strong, but looked so good though.
So
4.
Hide me fucking rotten dirty legs.
Hide those dirty legs of yours, you
dirty legs.
Dirty bugger.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Good.
Egg
of
the
week
is
Tia Coffee! Oh my god, well, I never thought we'd see the day.
You know what, I'm so proud that she's done so well this week, because she so deserves it, and she's done what?
You're getting emotional.
I just can't deal with it. And yeah, she just really deserves it, and it does prove, as we've always said, that fashion is subjective, and 1 week you can be in the bottom, and another week you can be walking the runway and getting good egg. So well done, Tia Coffee.
Well done, Tia Coffee. I think you did such a good job.
Rotten egg of the week is
Sister. You've really upset our babies.
Really?
Just piss off home.
Go home. Actually, we're not going to say that. You know what? Sister, sorry. We just didn't like your look this week. You weren't a werewolf enough for us, so...
Ta-ta.
Ta-ta. See you next week. So, the judges had their opinions and made their decisions, but we don't really care, because it's all about us. And in the bottom two this week was Ginny Lemon and Sister. Do you think that was just?
I don't think that they gave Ginny Lemon a fair chance compared to everybody else in the challenge.
I agree.
So I don't think it was that well deserved. Sister I would have put in the bottom, but I don't know who I'd put up against her.
Maybe
Who else?
Veronica Green?
Yeah, Veronica Green didn't do very well. I think they should have been up against each other. That was just a shit show, the goth thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was.
I think they were just a bit stressed and like they couldn't like chill out.
Get into the vibe.
Yeah, get into the gothy vibe.
The vibe, darling.
Lawrence Cheney won for the second time in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that was deserved?
Very well deserved. I think he did amazing this week.
Yeah, agreed. Very good.
And then before the lip sync, we go into Untucked backstage, and Ginny is having a little bit of a wobble, isn't she? She's getting a bit upset, a bit anxious. She says in Untucked, she's checking out. Ginny Lemon's left the building.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to be there anymore. And that is a great follow-up for what happens in this week's lip sync, isn't it, though?
Yeah, so let's spoil it for everyone. The lip sync song was Kim Wilde. I think it was Set Me Free, Why Don't You, Baby? And literally 10 seconds after it started, Ginny Lemon turns on her heels and goes, "Ooh, Via!"
I'm off. Bye.
And then just leaves.
I thought, well, before the lip sync started, she was like, I'm gonna do what I always do, and I'm gonna be punk. And you know what that is? The most punk thing you can do. Say, fuck off, I'm going home. And I don't care about your little show, I'm off. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was iconic, original. She stayed true to Ginny Lemon. She's not letting anyone manipulate her storyline.
I fear for her life now.
Why?
I hope Ginny Lemon doesn't go disappearing in mysterious circumstances now, because we'll all know where to look. I think she stayed true to Ginny, and I like that.
So, goodbye Ginny, we're happy you went your own terms, but we will miss you every week watching without you.
Yeah, she kept me amused.
I know, she's so funny and so fun. Loved her to bits. But we'll see you on the outside, won't we?
See you on the flip side, bitch.
There you go.
We've received some lovely fan art
Yes!
from someone called Samantha Chahine, or Chahine, or Chahine. However you pronounce her name, she's a very good artist.
And we're going to present them to you now with lovely backing vocals from us, so we own the rights. So, Lill, 1, 2, 3. Oh, what is it? I thought it was
Okay, let's go for that.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go.
Thank you so much, Samantha, for sending those in. If any of you people out there would like to send in some fan art for me and Lill, of me and Lill, or of any of the other RuPaul's Drag Race UK Series 2 queens for us to judge, we're going to try and make this a regular thing on the show. So please send your artwork to talkaboutlastnight@gmail.com. So we just watched this week's episode of RuPaul's Drag Race UK Series 2 Episode 4, and we loved it, didn't we, Lill?
We surely did. So why don't we find out what our drag friends thought of it?
Roller tape?
Guys, I popped round earlier, but you weren't in. But anyway, I hope you don't mind. I took something out of the fridge. I'll give it you back later. I just watched this week's episode. I thought it was dead good. Really fun things happened. Really nice seeing Lorraine on the telly. Really sad to see Ginny go, obviously, because, you know, fancy a slice. But exciting to see what's going to happen next week because of the COVIDs and all that. Anyway, if you don't mind letting me in, it'd be really nice because it's kind of cold outside. Bye!
So LIQUORICE BLACK has decided to take some time out from her busy schedule, going through our bins and breaking into my house and making yourself comfortable in my bed, and now calling me endlessly. Thank you for your opinions. They weren't wanted, nor needed. Leave us alone. Only messing. Love ya. Love you, sexy. Another drama-filled episode. Another drama-filled episode. We are exhausted now.
So tired.
So we're gonna deflea this bed and then probably get in it and go to sleep.
Yeah.
So it's goodbye from me
Goodbye from her.
and fuck you from the both of us.
Mwah. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye now.
Goodbye.
Bye.
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 See you.
Are they gone?
Ta-ta.
Bye.
Still here though.
Bye.
Are you ever gonna leave?
Please go.
Go.
Sit down.